1896, perhaps one of the most peculiar conflicts of all time took place, the Anglo-Zanzibar War. Maxing out at 45 minutes and perhaps taking even less time than that, it was the shortest war in history. But how does one end up in a 45-minute war? Well, Zanzibar was a British protectorate, and the pro-British Sultan had just died. And by died, I mean he was most likely poisoned by his cousin, the wonderful Khalid bin Bargash. Also, the Wikipedia page says that Khalid was his nephew, but then it literally cites a book that says it's his cousin, so don't trust the internet too much, anyways. To become Sultan, a candidate had to get permission from the British, which Khalid had certainly not done. Instead, he just moved into the palace and started doing his thing, eating grapes, all that. He set up his army, about 3,000 men, mostly civilians, and aimed his guns at the British ships in the harbor. Unfortunately for him, these guns were motley and small in number, field guns, a Gatling gun, a couple machine guns. He also readied the navy, which consisted of one single ship, which was made of wood, and was also a luxury yacht. Meanwhile, the British mustered some of their own troops, including local pro-British Zanzibaris. They trained the guns of their 3 gunboats at the Sultan's palace, and 2 cruisers were called into the harbor, so basically, a legitimate navy. The British gave Khalid, the usurper, an ultimatum, instructing him to leave the palace by 9 a.m. the next morning, August 27th, 1896. Not only did he refuse, he told the British that he didn't think they'd fire on him. And unfortunately for him, he was very wrong. So let that be a lesson. Don't rage bait people with big guns aimed at you. At 9 a.m., the British started shooting, and the wooden palace failed to hold up against the barrage. Surprise. The royal yacht of the Zanzibar Navy attempted to fire on the British, and it was immediately sunk. Another surprise. The Sultan and some close followers managed to escape out the back door to the German consulate, where he was then hilariously removed to German East Africa by having a ship pull up directly to the consulate during high tide, so that the British couldn't arrest him for entering Zanzibar. Meanwhile, the British forced his remaining supporters to pay reparations to cover the cost of the shells fired at them during the conflict. The shortest recorded time of the war was 35 minutes, and the longest 45. Somehow, the logbooks of all the British ships ended up with different times. I would say sorry for the short video, but it was a 40-minute long war. How long a video do you want? I'm History with Dino. Thanks for watching. I will see you back here soon.